What's going on, family? Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I was just going over a few of my boxing documentaries as well as the fight films. And I acquired these over the years, and I just took out a few of them. This is like 1% of what I have as far as these fight series are concerned. But I have tons of reel-to-reels and tons of DVDs. But this is just a few of these that I purchased. So let's take a look at Mike Tyson's greatest hits. As you can see here, Sports Illustrated. Now, they originally came out with the film, and it was acquired and purchased by HBO. Now, HBO had the contract for Mike Tyson when he turned professional. After his HBO tournament debut, they acquired the contract, but they had showed him before a few times. Jose Nino Revolta, Mitch Blood Green, a few other fights before he actually won in that tournament with Trevor Berbick. But this is how Mike Tyson officially got his name recognition. Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton had accumulated a couple of Mike Tyson's early fights, and they packaged it and sent it over to the local newspaper reporters. And you had Mike Tyson's name out there. It has never been done before. You see, Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton had access to all the fight films in boxing history. But they acquired all Mike Tyson's early fights and they sent them to all the newspaper writers. And Mike Tyson had a lot of reporters waiting at his fights because they were curious to see what would happen next because they saw all those early knockouts. Here you have the Thriller in Manila. It was part of the greatest fight series ever. NBC Sports, you had Al Albert and Dr. Freddie Pacheco. Now, part of this series, you had the Thriller in Manila. You also had the Rumble in the Jungle. And you had one with Ali and Sonny Liston. And I remember watching those, when they came out. So I had to pick up those collections. ESPN, Ali 65. There's another good documentary on there. It has a lot of his battles, all championship fights, so you got to check that one out. Here you have Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, this is all in Spanish. It's a Mexican DVD, but it was put out, as you can see, by ESPN. And very interesting, a lot of his early fights in there as well. Here you have The King of the Ring. And this is the history of the heavyweight division. I had to pick that up. That was the HBO series, as you can see, if I can show you here. It's narrated by Lou Gossett Jr., but it's an HBO series. All right, now you have ESPN. You have Mike Tyson 2-disc knockout edition. I had to inquire that. That was a Ringside. Now, Ringside, that's how I met Bert Sugar. I met Bert Sugar because Gleason's Gym was a place where they had the Ringside fight series. They were filming there. And you had Larry Holmes, Bert Sugar, Ray Mancini. You had a lot of people that was there that was part of that documentary series. Dave Anderson. I had the pleasure of meeting him. I learned a lot about Sugar Ray Robinson through Dave Anderson. He has an outstanding book. You should read it. This is Ali Through the Eyes of the World. Another good movie. Documentary. Let me just give you an overview of some of these. Now, this is Mike Tyson. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And what they're telling you is Mike Tyson came up fast and he went down fast. He met with Don King. This is a movie that was put together by Jamal White, playing Mike Tyson. It was an HBO special. Very good movie. You should check it out. Tells you the life story of Mike Tyson up until when he went to jail. And it's just one of those things. I Am Ali. Another DVD by Muhammad Ali. Here you have the top 10 heavyweights. It's an ESPN project that was put together. Here, this is a movie by Michael Landon. He played in Little House on the Prairie. Fight for the Title. the first starring role of Michael Landon. This is before he was in the movie Little House on the Prairie. These are some of my VHS. Here you have the thrilling moments in boxing. As you can see here, featuring Joe Louis, Max Schmeling, Floyd Patterson, Lamar Johansson, as Charles Joe Walcott, just to name a few. Very good documentary that one was. And I had these when I was a younger man. The Harder They Fall, Humphrey Bogart. It was pretty much the life story of Primo Carnera, and a very good movie that one is. This one is Requiem for a Heavyweight. As you can see here, Anthony Quinn, Jackie Gleason, Mickey Rooney, and Julie Harris. Very good movie that one was. It was a quintessential boxer who pretty much fought all he can fight, and when he was no good, you had a trainer who would actually just tell him to go get a job somewhere and pick up a new fighter before his locker was cleaned out. Here you have the champion, Kirk Douglas, his first role, boxing role, 1949. Very good movie that was. Muhammad Ali, boxing is best. Here you have the legendary champions, John O'Sullivan, Jim Corbett, Jack Dempsey, the Gene Tunney. Let me see something here. Okay, here you have Marvin Hagler, John Mugabe, Hearns versus Schuler. Like I said, these are the VHS before DVDs came out. The champion, this is the greatest pound for pound. This is Sugar Ray Robinson. Boxing's greatest champions. And they give you a synopsis. Includes the vintage fights, highlights of the greatest champions of all time, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali, and more. This one is about Rocky Marciano. This is a grudge match. This is a very good one here. This one in here has Sandy Salin, Willie Pep, and Gene Fomer, and Willie Robinson, LaMotta, Max Schmeling, and Joe Louis. I believe it has Gene Tunney and Jack Dempsey in there. May even have Muhammad Ali and Frazier, I believe. Here you have the heavyweight big punchers. And you have Big George Foreman as well as Joe Frazier. Including Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman. This one was about Joe Louis. You can see I paid $2.88 for this one. This is a while ago. The story of America's greatest boxing champion. This is the Joe Louis story. That's what it actually is. Mike Tyson and history's greatest knockouts. Got this at HMN. HMV, excuse me. They went out of business, but it was a video store. I got a lot of boxing videos from that store. Boxing's most stunning knockouts from some of all time's great fights, including Ali Liston, Louis Schmeling, and Graziano Zale, Hagler Hearns. Fight of the Century, Muhammad Ali, is a documentary dedicated to Muhammad Ali. He said it, he meant it. I am the greatest. It's official. He is. So I just wanted to show you, this is the greatest middleweights, all the middleweight fights. Sugar Ray Robinson on the cover, but it has Graziano and Robinson to Monzon. Floyd Patterson with Kurt Gowdy, they actually hosted this particular video. So I just wanted to show you a few of the videos. Let me see if I can clear this of my collection. I'll bring out a bunch of videos as time goes by, but this is just an overlook. Just a few that I used to collect. You know, I've been collecting for a long time. When they had Betamax, if you remember Betamax. But I got reel-to-reels. I have over 100 reel-to-reels, fights that it's not on YouTube. I'm not licensed to put them on YouTube like that. So you won't see them, but they're fights. I have the Sugar Ray Robinson, a lot of his welterweight fights that's not on YouTube. A lot of people don't have them. I also have the Rocky Graziano and Tony Zale, the second fight. I have that fight. Can't get a hold of that fight nowhere. I have it. I have a very clear copy of the Henry Armstrong and Baby Arismenzi second fight. I think I have the second and the first fight. I think I have the first and the third fight. Excuse me, first and third fight. And this is when Henry Armstrong captured the California and Mexican featherweight championship belt. You can see them giving him the belt that he won from Baby Arizmendi. That's not on YouTube. I can't really put that on YouTube. But thank you very much for taking a look at this. I just wanted to show you a few of them. Read one more last overview. Like I said, I've been collecting these for a long time, and I have many more to show you. The Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series, all great fights and all great fights will never be forgotten on my channel. Thanks for checking out this boxing documentary and fight DVD and VHS. All right, till next time. Salute.